Yo dudes! So welcome to 5 ingredients of the weirdest, wildest, wackiest and most interesting ingredients from Michelin star chef that are all vegan and Irish. This is the great JP McMahon!
Whoa.
That was very good.
I know, I'm trying to get into the enthusiasm. I know, I'm very sedate. So
JP is a wonderful food writer, incredible chef, restaurateur and all-round super cool Viking. Is that good?
Yeah, that's nice.
And Michelin star chef, so
and
don't forget that.
Listen, that is I'm that sometimes as well.
So he's brought 5 of his most fascinating ingredients, and as kind of
which are all vegan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
as vegetable enthusiasts, I'm genuinely fascinated. So first one you brought is
hay, and this is something this is hay that the horses eat.
So dried grass.
Got it in the pet shop. I think it's €10. It's like
You actually got it in the pet shop?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, because then then you don't need to worry about the lads inside it, Because then if you get it yourself from the field, you need to steam it.
Sanitize it.
Yeah, because the boys will be inside it. Whatever you call them. I can't remember what the lads did.
So what do you do with the hay then?
So a lot of different things. We make hay oil. Like burnt hay oil is one thing we do. So we set fire to the hay, cover it with rapeseed oil, and then let us just pop it in the oven about 140, just out of the flavours, and then use that to dress. So burnt hay oil is one. Like burnt hay
oil. And we did one here, didn't we?
Yeah.
This is cool. So when we first came here about 2 hours ago, JP took celeriac. So tell us what you did here, JP.
We wrapped the celeriac in hay. Yeah.
So celeriac is the root of celery, that big, chunky, starchy, delicious root.
Well, one of my favourite ones. Wrapped it in hay, and then we wrapped it in cling film and tinfoil. What the cling film does is it kind of traps in the moisture.
So it bakes and steams, so it's a combination of both.
And look, just smell that, like that hay.
Like it smells of burnt grass. It kind of has a slight tobacco-y note to it.
Yeah,
it smells a bit like bonfire.
I always think there's a bit of umami in there as well.
Wow, it's mad.
Just get
absolutely mad.
We grab a knife.
But even the steam coming off, so it was absolutely properly steamed.
Fantastic.
This was in there for about a good hour.
Yeah, and I would normally give it 45 minutes, but look, it's even 2 hours would be fine, So,
it's just... Because I remember I was in Aniar back about 3 years ago. That's JP's restaurant, the Michelin star. And I remember you cooked celeriac, and I ate it, and I was like, "That's not celeriac. How the hell do you make a vegetable taste like that?"
But it just, for me, it just gets
So you really get the smell of hay off it as well as the smell of celeriac. And I think through the cling film tinfoil process, you're getting a really kind of moist and. So what do you do with this now then?
So I'll try and do something super quick. So,
got your dear friend.
Yeah, our dear friend, Mr. Blowtorch. Put that back. Okay, little bit of oil. This is rapeseed oil. This will just conduct the heat. And then I'm going to just char it.
And the oil will make the temperature go higher and give a more universal...
Just that kind of universal char. And what we'll do is, you see, hold on, we get a little bit of hay. I'll just get a small bit now because we don't want to get too much. Cool. And we're not going to eat. We're not going to eat this. We're going to eat the hay. I mean, we're just literally just using that.
Hay and then we turn the other side.
Yeah.
That we're charring now. We being the great JP.
So
very cool.
No.
Geez, you don't kind of go gentle on your char.
No. And then you got to. So another carve away. Yep. Another really important thing is when you're carving the vegetables.
Jeez, there's a wonderful banger aroma off that. It smells of barbecue.
Is that you're gonna season it again, and that's something people always forget. A little bit of oil, a little bit of salt, and then a little bit of the seaweed vinegar or your acidity, whether that's lemon juice or it doesn't matter what it is, lime, apple cider vinegar. Because you want to get those 3
hay-baked celeriac
elements.
Oh my god! Like, I'm nearly getting a pineapple note. As bizarre as that, like, when that went in my mouth, the very first thing I thought of was charred pineapple.
A bit hot.
Very tasty. But epic. Like, how to make something just sing. Like, there's a genuinely bang of hay off it.
Yeah, no, it's really,
JP.
really good. Listen.
Boom! So, number 1 secret, hay is great. Okay, the next ingredient was an amazing one. Last time we visited Galway a couple of weeks ago, we went by near JP's restaurant and we had the most incredible apples I've ever had. They were actually black apples that were cooked for a month in a dehydrator.
In a rice cooker?
In a rice cooker,
the moisture
and then a dehydrator. And this is the result.
This is the result. And
what do you call it?
It's a black apple puree. Like sometimes it'll be referred to as fermented, but the process it's cooked above 60 degrees, so technically it's not fermentation. It reminds me of molasses. These are like just Irish apples.
But it's got a zing. Molasses normally has more sweet notes. This is like
it
tastes like a pomegranate
it's,
molasses.
It's like it has the acidity from the apples.
It's like Irish tamarind with a bit of umami in there. So like, in essence, what you're doing, it's the same process that black garlic is made, cooked in a moist environment for like a month, 2 months.
Yeah, a month or two, and it's something like you can do at home because you can buy yourself a little rice cooker. You fill it full of garlic, you fill it full of apples, parsnips, celeriac, black celeriac, it's lovely.
It's
black Jerusalem
divine.
artichokes.
You can make lovely ice cream with that.
We have made ice cream, black garlic ice cream, black apple ice cream. You can dry it and grate it.
And does it actually end up? The ice cream ends up completely black.
Ends up black, yeah. It's really great. And then you can actually serve it with a wedge of black apple that you haven't pureed. Now,
Amazing.
What we do is we always, when we take them out of the rice cooker, we dehydrate them slightly because they're quite moist. I mean, when we're making the puree, I just whiz it up. But when you take them out,
the seeds are incorporated.
Yeah. So then just pass it through, pass it through a sieve.
That's epic.
Amazing.
So you'll use that just as an addition to add more complexity.
More complexity. Sometimes it'll be in a sauce. Sometimes it'll be like a puree accompanying something.
That'll almost be a glaze.
Yeah, absolutely.
And question for you: how come this is never like? There's no commercial black apple. Is that the process is too long, or it's too expensive, or why can't you buy it in a jar? Because it seems like it should be the next pomegranate molasses.
I think maybe just people haven't done it yet, you know. Because I do think you see black garlic on in the supermarkets now.
Yeah.
But I mean, black garlic has probably been in around the industry for about 10 years. So maybe it just takes a while for someone to just stock a warehouse full of rice cookers with apples in them. But then you need demand where people go in and go,
all you need is a
often
couple of chefs to start doing it in cookbooks and videos, and then it's the new, you know.
So catch on, black apple, yeah.
You're ahead of the curve.
You heard it here first.
JP, black apple.
Yeah.
Aniar, go away.
Number 3, this is genuinely fascinating. So you've often heard us talk about umami, and when we talk about umami, obviously it means deliciousness, and we'll associate with tamari, miso, shoyu,
And
soy
it's
sauce.
being one of my favourite condiments of instant flavour because it's really concentrated over
But
time.
this is taking the umami notes of
Mushrooms.
mushrooms.
So 3 different types of mushrooms. Button. What was the other one? Maitake and oyster. But you could put any in. They're just the 3 that we put in.
Like properly tastes of soy sauce with a subtle note of shroom.
So it's like a mushroom fermented tamari or soy sauce.
but it's not fermented. It's simply
No,
reduced.
it's literally the easiest way to do it at home is to load up a little casserole dish or a Dutch oven with mushrooms, water, cook it all night.
Submerge them in water.
Submerge in water.
Okay.
Cover it 80 degrees for the whole night, strain it in the morning, and then reduce it. Now, if you want to get this level of concentration, you got to reduce it by about 1/10.
So you're reducing it literally for most of the day.
Yeah, for most.
Reducing it mean you're evaporating a lot of the water. It's the
and then
flavors
you're
become more
getting
concentrated.
we actually made cubes out of this once because if you keep reducing it, it actually goes back into into mushroom.
But the most concentrated.
And then
like,
we grated it. I know we just did it as an experiment because we literally turned 10 litres of mushroom into like this.
Into tar.
Into tar, and we just grated it over stuff. It was
Jeez.
Interesting.
It's almost like
Interesting.
carbon. It's
But it's
reducing
so
back to
like it's like a subtle, delicious mushroom soy sauce that you just want to bathe in.
Yeah, and it's great with anything. It would go really well if we
Mushroom
were
broth.
the celeriac that we just did as a
Make
kind
a
of,
glaze with a bit of sugar in it.
But also
if you mix those 2 together, glaze that.
Absolutely.
On the celeriac.
But okay, so you heard this here, number 3, you heard from JP again. Mushroom broth could make an incredible mushroom soy sauce, and it's really just reduced.
It's a great way nowadays. People are getting more and more interested in eating local food. Like as a vegan, I eat avocados from Mexico and things like this. And as I become more and more aware of the limitations of our international food chain, like being able to make soy sauce or tamari out of mushrooms is a wonderful.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
Skill.
Great. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Number 4.
Number 4, my favorite.
weed from the sea.
The weed from the sea. This is my favorite. One is pickled. This is pickled channel rack, and the others we've got 3.
Channel. So there's a
Channel.
massive variety of seaweeds.
There are thousands of seaweed.
Yeah.
We use about 15 of them. And so there's literally
is
it's
called
untapped.
channel.
It's called channeled, as in like because the water flows through the channels.
Okay, channels. Okay,
I know, I never.
channel.
Now, this was pickled in what we call 3-2-1: 3 vinegar, 2 water, 1 sugar. Bring it to the boil. We pick this out on the rocks. It grows.
So you actually do bring it to the boil, so it's
Yeah,
cooked.
bring it to the boil and then throw the seaweed in and then take it off.
It's like a soft seaweed with a nice pickle note, a nice sweet vinaigrette really through.
It's a really nice, but it's a texture as well.
Yeah, it's
so
like
when
that sea grizzle.
Yeah, so when you put that on something like we have this with kohlrabi at the moment on one of our vegan dishes.
Channel rack.
Channeled rack. So
Channeled rack. So point number 4 is seaweeds, and there's loads of different types. What are these?
we got sea lettuce,
Yeah.
nori, which is what people make nori bread from.
Or sushi.
Or sushi.
Sushi,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then this one.
Nori's also called dulce,
This is when we were having a good laugh.
Nori's called laver. Because
laver.
dulce is dillisk, yeah.
Oh, dillisk, yeah,
So
yeah,
when
yeah.
they make laver bread, like the Welsh make laver bread, which is essentially nori cooked with oats.
This is meant to be one of the healthiest sea lettuce
It
because
is
the chlorophyll, because the green. It's
but
meant to be really
seaweed,
good for
and
your
you
blood.
mentioned a good point, like particularly with avocados, and when you're looking for the alternative for like vitamins and nutrients, and like it does so much in seaweed. And like you can go down to your health store and they will have it all dried. I'm not asking, you don't have to go and pick it on the beach. If you live by the sea, it's there. It's free. You can get it.
I often get this when
yeah.
we're going to the sea in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll sit and pick it up,
But
and
it's covered in
eating
salt.
So literally, what we do is bring it back, leave it soaking in water for an hour, and all of the stuff will fall, all the grit will fall to the bottom, and then just give it a rinse. But the one thing that's really important is because when you taste it, the two of them there,
It's amazing.
we'll talk about the sea truffle in a sec. Same thing about dressing stuff. Like so, if you put, and it just for me this tastes completely different because after it's been rinsed, it doesn't have a whole lot of salt. So you put in a little bit of oil, or a little bit of acidity, and then a touch of salt, and then we're going to just give it an little mix.
With beautiful tongues.
Yeah. Now, if you taste it now, I think now it's more rounded. Now, for me, now it tastes like a meal. Whereas before, it tasted like something you're eating out of the sea. Whereas when you dress
There's a certain elegance. It's like it's put on a lovely dress.
yeah, it's just like
Beautiful. Very lovely.
Well, I guess any form of seasoning, like
Nice
oil,
bang of
vinegar,
rapeseed
and
as well.
salt.
Serious bang of rapeseed.
yeah. But
Very
you got,
lovely.
again, any of your soy or tamari in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so a suggestion for a more indigenous Irish dish might be instead of avocados, dressing lots of seaweeds, and you're getting lots of fats and minerals and all sorts of good
Seaweed
stuff
and
that way.
kales, I think that's what we want when you're.
That's our
and this is
superfood.
our
Mermaid's eyelashes, isn't it?
Our
Is that what
mermaid's-
it's called? Our mermaid's beards.
mermaids. It's
Merman's beards.
our sea truffle because it
Yeah.
tastes of truffle.
It's actually called sea truffle.
It has a big long Latin name called pom pom something or other.
Is this the one that I've heard referred to as mermaid pubes?
It is indeed. It is
There we
indeed.
go, yeah. So there we go. This
It is
it.
indeed, and that
So it
is
does look
we,
like
did,
a
we
beard.
didn't we didn't make that up. That's online.
No, yeah,
So-
that isn't. Yeah, okay. So.
So it is
tastes
it
like
is
slight truffle
the
note.
truffle of the sea. That's what it's called.
Wow, jeez, it really is interesting.
It's
isn't
a
it?
mad flavour.
What they do in Iceland is they dry this, grind it down, and then mix it with sea salt.
Oh, yeah,
So then
yeah.
you get a
mineralized
It's a
black sort of.
sulfurious carbon C note.
we grind it down, dry it, grind it, and then put it on top of mayonnaises or it just because you take something white and then you cover it with black, you get a beautiful contrast.
Yeah, black
So
and
I love those contrasts.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Okay, amazing. Okay, and we've got
Number
last.
five.
Last and final, and this is
The wild
This
food.
is the wild on the wild side.
And there's loads of these down by you, so there's no excuse. These are ramson berries.
So also known as ramson is
gin, is that what you
more
make gin? No.
well, it's the more technical name for wild garlic.
Yeah,
it's actually
that's-
ransoms. It's called.
Yeah, so it's a wild garlic seed.
So
And-
is it you don't take the flower, you actually dig it
So
up?
no, you don't dig it
the
up at all.
bud.
So it's the bud at the top. So what happens? Like the wild garlic plant is an amazing plant to use, because
Wow,
you
yeah.
get there's loads of different stages.
Did
So
you
you get
really
the
get the garlic
you get
taste?
the leaf when it's in when it's
In the
garlic.
flower.
Then you get the bud, the unopened bud, which is
is
great
the
for
white,
pickling. The white, and then you get the flower, and then when the petals fall off, end of May, early June, you get these buds. Salt them for a week, and then put them in malt vinegar for 3 months.
It's like a grape seed that's been pickled and has a lovely grizzle to it.
Like we've been making these for 9 years, and we generally pick enough for the year. So you've got a 2-week window to pick these. They're like Wicklow Mountains.
Will you
is
pick kilos
full.
of them?
Yeah, kilos and kilos.
Wow.
And Barna Woods, like a lot of the ancient woods, are full of garlic.
Are they magical?
Not as magical as the mushrooms, but
and what will you serve this in? Just as
like-
as a means of adding acidity to
as-
a little bit of variety of
like
texture.
literally,
and crunch.
we've had a dish with the celeriac where we'd have 7 of these on top of the celeriac to give it kind of a bit of texture, bit of acidity, and a little garlic, a little garlic
It's
note.
a crown.
But
They're
they're
amazing.
like we call these are gold. These are like gold. Like these are literally get your tweezers out
So
and you
wild
count them.
garlic bud from like pickled wild garlic.
Pickled
bud.
wild garlic buds. And
And this is a 3-2-1 pickle again.
no, this is pure malt vinegar.
That's it.
So it's salt them for a week and then into malt vinegar for 3 months.
So
And
it's
then-
I mean,
just
leaving in a
in
bowl
brine.
with a load of salt.
A lot of salt and then rinse them.
Okay, rinse it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing.
JP, you're brilliant. Yeah, JP's amazing. Comment down below which of those 5 ingredients you would like most. Check JP out on Instagram, Mystery Galway. If you're ever in Galway, is a restaurant. Aniar is incredible. Your other one is the Spanish one, which is called Cava. Yes.
And then Tartar is our cafe and wine bar, natural wines, organic.
And he's got a big book coming out. If you're interested in kind of Irish food, it goes into like it's
So
biblical,
many.
historical.
Hopefully it will do. I mean, my big push was on wild food and was on seaweeds. That was, I mean, because it's a book on Irish food and there's loads and loads. I had to get all the stereotypes in there. I also wanted to get some new stuff in there, but the main thing I wanted to get in there was we have so much wild food and so much seaweed that we have access to, and we just forget about them. And they're elderberries. There's just loads of them, and it's just to get people using them a bit more.
Understanding what to do with them.
That's all. And most of the time, you're going to pickle it, you're going to put it in sugar, or you're going to put it in oil.
One of the other. One of three items.
It's not
means of
that
preservation.
complex.
Or salted.
Or salted. Yeah. There's like, so 4, or maybe you're going to smoke it. So 5. Literally,
fancy.
5 of those things. And no, not smoke it. Smoke it.
Anyway, dudes, thanks for watching. Check JP out and loads of love. Bye.
Cheers.